I'm so sorry. Yeah. Earth, brown, melanin, mercury, soul train, cold tan, down to the chorus also. Pure gold, mad mind, mad miners, Congo, mad miners, go home, iPhone. Bad apple, pure bodies dead, bad apple. The tree spoke from Ghana. Them people, them Ghana. Shook that tree for a money maker. Sucks how I did wrong. Earth, if everybody's birth, then what's the pure body worth? My soul cry earth. Brown, melanin, mercury, soul train, cold tan, down to the course also. Pure gold, mad mind, mad miners, Congo, mad miners, go home, iPhone. Bad apple, pure bodies dead, bad apple. My tree spoke from Ghana. Now my people them Ghana. Now you shook that tree for a money maker, and it sucks how I did wrong. Oh earth, if everybody's birth, what's a pure body worth? I'm so sorry. So sorry. Ear the at, ear the A-R-T-H, ear the at, ear T, hear T-H-E at, he at, He-A-R-T-H, he are the at, he-A-R the at. Earth, brown, melanin, mercury, soul train, cold train, pure heart. Hear the at, hear the A-R-T-H, hear the at, hear T, hear T, hat. There goes the sound of the underdog. See my dread, an underdog, you could be my dread. See my dread, sausage dog, you could be my dread. Against PITs, you'll be barking man, please be my guest. Nappy headed sirens scream till they don't sound the alarm like this. Earth, brown, melanin, mercury, soul train, cold tan, down to the chorus also. Pure gold, mad mind, mad miners, Congo, mad miners, go home, iPhone. Bad apple, pure bodies dead, bad apple. My tree spoke from Ghana. Now my people them Ghana. Now you shook that tree for a money maker. Sucks how I did wrong. Oh earth, if everybody's birth, what's a pure body worth?
Ever since I was a kid, I had a dream of becoming a pilot, but could never afford it. One day I decided to stop making excuses, to sacrifice my comfort, to make my dream happen. My name is D, and this is my journey. This is Future Pilot 901. Oh, look at me. I was on mute. Let's go. Wait. There. That should be good. Check. Looks like we're good. Shout out to you in the chat. Thank you for passing by. W's in the chat. Second stream of the week. You know how it is working for somebody else, earning that money to then come home to build a dream. So, agenda for today. Today is a flight sim one. So, I'm going to be on Explain. If you're interested in that kind of thing, I'm going to be on the Explain. I got a multicam setup this week. Shout out to me. Multicam setup today, and it's only gonna get better from here. So plan for today, get on Explain, get onto practicing circuits, and maybe talk a little bit about using the flight sim for PPL training, because that's something I'm a big, huge, massive advocate for. I think it's the most underutilized thing. I went first solo within 10 hours of like PPL lessons. I don't think that would have been possible without flight simming. And also filming my lessons and reviewing the footage, and also taking really good debrief notes. So those three, I believe, saved me a ton of money. So hopefully this is something someone can learn from, or just enjoy yourself on a Thursday evening as the week is slowly drawing to a close. Watch me maybe fail a little bit on the flight sim, or watch me absolutely grease my landings. Who knows? We'll have to see. So what do I have with me? I've got my knee board, and I've got my checklist. Okay, so it's very easy to get onto the flight sim and just go, well, I'll do anything, fly 777, fly A350, whatever, fly from Heathrow. No. When a commercial or airline pilot steps into their flight sim, they don't practice in a different aircraft type. They don't practice from different places that they don't fly from. They practice in the same type. They practice from the same places that they fly to, and using the same procedures, right? So I've got my checklist, and that's what I'm going to be using. So that's usually my advice, to say, like, look, run everything like you normally would. So I'm going to do some circuits around North Weald in a Cessna 172, because that's the aircraft I fly, and that's the airfield I fly from. So in case you haven't seen it yet, I will introduce you to some of me tech. I've got my yoke, the thing with using Explain for flight training or for practicing skills is you have to try to make the settings mimic as close to possible the real life. Sometimes the settings are way too sensitive compared to real life, so you kind of had to dull the settings, or sometimes they're too dull and you need to sharpen them a little bit. So I've got my yoke, got my throttle quadrant with mixture in red. This one, I usually do flaps on this one, but at the moment I'm not going to use that. And then I got this for power. Let me see if I can show you guys what my other bit of kit. 1 second. Wait. I don't know how this is going to go, but down here you can hardly see it. And maybe I'll show you guys next time. But I've got my rudder pedals down there. Let's see. I want to make sure I don't show you guys some stuff that you ain't supposed to see. You guys, things you ain't supposed to see. So let's get on to explain then. Let's get on to explain. Bosh. Okay, cool. In case you want to have a look at my settings, I've had to, like, last week it was glitching out, so I've had to quieten down my settings, but hopefully it's still good enough to work. And then usually calibrate it, and now I can just get going. So North Weald is EGSX. Let me just double check that the stream is good. Yeah, we are all good. So North Weald is EGSX, so we're going to be starting from there. We're going to fly the Cessna Skyhawk, and let's put ourselves exactly where we normally are when we get started. So that would be this apron here. So I'll put myself in this position, south apron. I think I can go there, right? Can I go there? Or do I need to go to... Yeah, surely I can put myself here. See, I'm used to X-Plane 11. I'm not used to X-Plane 12 yet. I'm still figuring it out. Okay, so I should be able to put myself here. Start flight. There we go. There we go. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you for passing by. I hope you are having a great week so far, making advancements and movements towards achieving and living your dream. Alrighty then. Let's switch back to this cam over here. Coolio. Coolio. Yes. Let's see. Can we get some background music up in here? Let me check. But not everybody got a grind. You are where you are. One second. Check. 1 second. Check. Okay, cool. Sounds coming out across really nicely. All right. The good thing about using this, using X-Plane as well, I don't know if it does it with other flight sim apps, but I can get onto Sky Demon, which is what we use for navigation. And Sky Demon, click fly, top right, and then select 1 second. And then select X-Plane. And that's showing my location now. So I can literally do my cross-country flights with the same navigation app that I normally use when I'm flying. So again, it's about trying to replicate as close as possible what I usually do. All right, so let's go back to the action. Let's have a look. I don't need to see the yoke. I don't need to see the yoke. Ah. One second, guys. I need to connect. I actually haven't connected my my yoke for some reason. Let me just get rid of that. All right, give me 2 seconds. Okay, we're back. My yoke is now on there. Check, check, check. Let's switch this camera to here. It's a work in progress. Cool. All right, let's go through the checklist. If I even still have it. Cool, yeah. This is the most flimsy checklist I've ever had. Doo-doo. Okay, so assuming the pre-flight's been done, I'm going to pick it up from inside. So pre-flight brief, we're going to do circuits at North Weald. It's going to be 02 left-hand circuits because I am also the air ground radio people, whatever. Seats and hatches all comfortable and secure. Parking brake, we're going to check that parking brake. And the good thing about actually running through the checklist is that you get faster at knowing where everything is. Right. So right now the engine's actually already running, which is annoying. I'm going to have to set it up to not run when I start. Okay. Radios and avionics off, flying controls, full and free movements, trimmer. No, that's flaps. Where's my trimmer? Where's my trimmer? Where's my trimmer? Trimmer. Yeah, there it is. Full and free movement. Cabin air controls off. Throttle. Okay, engine has started. So I'm going to have to. Check, check, check. All right, let's go. All right, who am I? I am Golf Foxtrot Papa November Oscar. Let's have a look at this. Cool. So I'm going to go North Weald Radio, Golf November, Golf Foxtrot Papa November Oscar. Apron 2, request radio check, decimal 1. Oh, my days. Let's start again. Okay, here we go. North Weald Radio, Golf Foxtrot Papa November Oscar, request radio check 123.530. And then they come back. They probably say readability 5. I say readability 5 also. Golf Foxtrot Papa November Oscar is a Cessna 172 on apron 2. 1 POB, request airfield information for circuits. Runway in use 02 left-hand circuit QNH 10. Let's see, what does it say here? QNH 1013. And I say 02 left-hand circuit QNH 1013 Golf November Oscar. Cool. And then I get started. Brakes off, power. And check. Brakes are good. And let's go clear to the right, clear to the head, and clear to the left. So we're going to advance. And we're going to do our taxi checks on the way like we normally would. Keeping a good lookout. Making sure we're good on this side. Okay, so doing our taxi checks, looking at the compass, decreasing to the left, DI decreasing to the left, banking to the left, balls out to the right, increasing to the right, DI increasing to the right, banking to the right, balls out to the left. Differential brakes checked and taxi check is complete. So when I do my flight sim, especially when I was a student, I would properly run through every single bit of that. Again, it just makes you super comfortable when you actually come to doing your lessons because you've done it over and over again. All right, reducing the speed. Yoke comes all the way back. I need to go check food in a second. And bringing some power in, leaning the mixture for taxi. Yoke all the way back. We're going to work our way to runway 02 for left-hand circuits. And I'm keeping an eye on my Sky Demon as well. Not that I need it for circuits. So with this, I get to do some taxi practice using my feet. I think it makes a huge difference having rudder pedals. Let me bring myself, I just got distracted there. Let me bring myself back to the center. But yeah, it makes a huge difference having rudder pedals. Alrighty, let's bring it lower a little bit. Clear to the left, clear ahead, clear right, and slow down and go 45 degrees. And there we go. And again, I'm going to do exactly what I normally do when I get to this point. Have a look. That's, for some reason, on the flight sim, it says Bravo 2 hold, but in reality, it's actually Bravo 1. So I'm going to slow down here and stop. And I'm going to say Golf November Oscar at Bravo 1 for backtrack to the ORP. Then they're going to say nothing to affect backtrack. Roger, backtracking Golf November Oscar. Then I continue. And I'm going to double check. Clear to the left, clear ahead, clear right. And I'm going to make sure that my lights are on, landing lights. And yep. So I don't know why it's gone all blurry. But I'm going to double check again, clear to the right as I enter the runway to go to the ORP. Cool. Anyways, what have you guys been up to? Not that I can see the chat, but what have people been up to? I've noticed in this flight sim a tendency, maybe it's my settings, a tendency to go to the left sometimes. Okay, coming to the RP, then I make my call. Slowing down, and I'll say Golf November Oscar is on the ORP. Golf November Oscar, Roger. Going to turn around to face the wind for power checks. Okay. Cool. And holding the brakes. Let's see, can I click that on? For some reason, I can't get the the parking brake on, but that's fine. I'll just use the toe brakes. All right, power checks. Parking brake should be on, not working, but I'm holding the toe brakes. Mixture goes rich, power 1200 RPM. Just going to zoom into that. 1200 RPM check. All T's and P's within limits. There's actually no carb heat in this aircraft, but I'm just going to simulate because usually I have a carb heat. So RPM 1700, holding the brakes, 1700 set, carb heat check, drop within limits, mag check, one left, one both, 1 2 right, 1 2 both, drop within limits, difference within limits. Oil T's and P's are in the green. Ammeter is, let's go here, ammeter is not discharging and suction is registering correctly. Idle check. Idle check is complete. RPMs look good. And reset 1200 RPM and pre-takeoff checks. Okay, trimmer set for takeoff. Mixture, rich magnetos are on both. Double checked over here. Instruments, let's go. Okay, understood. So that's about 0.07, right? So I'll make sure that looks about right. Yep, QNH correctly set. Everything else looks good. Transponder is set to alt or altitude. Throttle, friction, finger tight hatches and harnesses, all good. Carb heat is cold. Flaps, let's set flaps 10 degrees for takeoff. Lights, I don't know why I can't see any of this. This is really annoying. Why is it blurry? Yeah, I know this is the landing light, but the rest is blurry. That's annoying. Good thing this is a simulation. All right, departure briefing. Taking off runway 02 at North Weald. We're going to do left-hand circuits, probably 3 or 4 circuits, depending on how it goes. Maybe we'll do a glide approach or something like that, and a flapless approach. So abort point will be Bravo 1. If we're not airborne or thereabouts around Bravo 1, then we will stop the takeoff and exit the runway and then figure out what's the issue. Any issues before departure, we will just abort the departure, exit the runway. Any issues after departure with runway remaining, land back on the runway, close the throttle, exit the aircraft in a safe manner. If there's not enough runway remaining, we're going to land in a field. We'll just go 10 degrees off the nose, depending on the height, but most likely just 10 degrees off the nose and keep it at that. Doors need to be open before touchdown in that case. Otherwise, we'll circle back around and land if it's only a minor issue. All right, ready for departure. Make the call. Golf Oscar November, ready for departure. Then we're going to go release the brakes, turn around. Just going to make sure. Okay, check the base, check the final, listen to it. Nothing on base, nothing on final. Can't hear anything. Golf November Oscar, ready for departure. Nothing to affect. So we're going to lining up runway 02, Golf November Oscar. Okay, let's get lined up. I'm still figuring out the rudder pedals on this sim. I might need to adjust the settings. Actually, I will need to adjust the settings. Okay, and holding the brakes. Cool. Check in runway 02, 02 on the compass, 02 on the DI. So we are on the correct runway. Holding the brakes, and let's go 2000 RPM set. Check T's and P's in the green, release the brakes, and heels to the floor. And full power set, T's and P's are in the green, airspeed is coming alive. We have 50, 40, 50, 55, rotating, and Ground effect, climbing up, keeping that to the horizon, and there we go. Cool. We are airborne and we're off. Brah. Lower the nose slightly, maintain the airspeed. Looking out. 600 feet, we're going to accelerate, get rid of the flaps. So flaps, engine T's and P's are in the green, landing light goes off, and trim for the climb. And then I'm checking for this junction here, M11 junction 7. We get to about 800 feet. We're going to go clear right, clear ahead, clear left. And we're going to begin our turn. Bank, balance, back pressure. No more than about 20 degrees. Looking outside as much as possible because that's the temptation in flight sim. Coming up to 1200 feet, and we're going to go attitude and power and trim. Let's get that straight and level. All right, increase slightly. Cool, that's good about there. Clear to the right, clear ahead, and clear left. So then we're going to go medium turn, bank, balance, back pressure. And coming off about there. Yep. Cool. At this point, I call Golf November Oscar, downwind, runway 02, touch and go. Then I do my pre-landing checklist. Brakes pressure checked, undercarriage is set, mixture for rich, flaps not required, fuel sufficient, fuel pump not needed. Hatches, harnesses, all good, carb goes hot, and landing light goes on. Just bringing ourselves slightly to the right here. So in real life, there's a shed I'm usually aiming for, but I can't see it as well on here. All right, it's a little bit tricky to see, but there's a gap in between here that we're aiming for. All right, cool. So we're about there. Time for us to get set up for the landing because the circuits is non-standard at Northfield. So we go carb heat before we reduce the power. And I'm going to start reducing the power as I bank here. And hold it, slow down, don't go down. Get ourselves into the white arc. White arc, first degree and second notch of flaps. And we are now effectively on base. Watching that airspeed, bringing the nose down, maintaining about 70 knots. And turning final, and I make the call. Golf November Oscar, turning final, runway 02, touch and go. And they give me the wind readout, and there we go. Overcooked it slightly, but just gently going to correct it, maintaining that airspeed. In fact, bringing the airspeed down to about 65. Bringing power out, yeah, a little bit. Little adjustments. Carb goes away, ready for a go around if I need it. Reducing the power. Reducing the power. And we're going to go full flaps and lower that nose even more. And nice and relaxed here. And you're going to transition and look down the runway. Just reset. Cool. And flaps. Go to flaps 10. Get ready for right rudder, full power. $50, $55, rotating, aiming for that horizon. And that is the first touch and go. I might do one more. I need to check on my food. All right, so this time we're lower. So here we're going to go accelerate, flaps come up, engine, T's and P's in the green, landing light goes off, and trim for the climb. There's our junction. So let's go clear right, clear ahead, clear left, and bank, balance, back pressure. So you can see initially, earlier, by this point, we were straight and level. But because it was a touch and go, we get straight and level a little bit later. Attitude, power, and trim. And I'm really looking at the cowling compared to the horizon. That's where I'm getting my information about whether I'm climbing or descending. Okay, so just then, if it's like this, I'm descending. If it's like this, I'm climbing. So I want it about there. All right, so clear right, clear ahead, clear left. Now we're going to go medium level turn, bank, balance, back pressure. And roll out of the turn. Golf November Oscar, downwind, touch and go. Pre-landing checklist, brakes pressure checked, undercarriage is set, mixtures full rich, flaps not required, fuel sufficient, correct tank selected, fuel pump is not needed. Carb heat goes hot. Instruments, all good. Hatches, harnesses, landing light goes on. And carb heat goes cold, pre-landing checklist complete. So that was good in terms of height-wise, because I've had to figure out where I need to start configuring and how I need to start configuring when I'm on the flight sim. Let me just double check everything's all good. All right. So we're gaining a bit of height there. So we're just going to watch that and correct that. I'm going to go carb heat. And then we're going to go power, hold the nose, slow down, don't go down as we turn. Slow down, don't go down. And we're in the Y arc. So I'm going to go first stage of flaps, second stage of flaps, and we're going to slow down some more. About 70 knots. There we go, Bosch. And Golf November Oscar turning final runway 02. Yeah, so a little bit high this time. Need to make that turn a little bit earlier. Let's get that speed down, reduce the power because we're high. So I'm going to go full flaps from now then. Help us get down a little bit quicker. And get about 65 knots. Get our aiming point. Car B goes away, ready for a go around if we need it. Why do I say we, even though it's me flying? I don't know. Reducing the power. And speed is good. Okay, no more speed. Looking down the runway now. And just fly level for as long as possible. There we go. And flaps. Go flaps 10. We'll do one more. Maybe glide approach. And full power, right rudder. T's and P's are in the green. Airspeed is alive. 60. There we go. And climbing. So one of the things that happens here is the aircraft is way out of trim. So that's something to anticipate. Making sure I'm getting that right rudder in. Where's our junction? There's our junction. Make sure you check to the right. Okay, yeah, this is going to be the last circuit, and then I need to go check my food. I need to eat. 600 feet. Accelerate. And back up. T's and P's are in the green. Landing light goes off. And at the same time, we're going to go bank, balance, back pressure. Keeping a good lookout, looking at where the horizon cuts the cowling, because we're doing VFR flying. Then 1200 feet, I go attitude, let the speed build up a little bit, then power comes back, then trim. Need a little bit more, power. Attitude, power. There we go. Cool. Clear right, clear ahead, clear left. Medium level turn, bank, balance, back pressure. And roll out. Make the call. Golf November Oscar, downwind, runway 02, full stop. Cool. Make sure we're trimmed. And we go pre-landing checklist. A bit too much power there. Brakes pressure checked, undercarriage is set. Mixture full ridge, flaps not required, fuel sufficient, no fuel. Fuel tanks are fine, no fuel pump. We go instruments checked. Carb heat goes hot. Hatches, harnesses, landing lights. Carb heat goes cold. Pre-landing checklist complete. All right, let's double check our height there. Power's good. So let's bring slightly nose up. Cool. Let's swing round to the right a little bit. So let's say glide approach, right? That's what I said. Okay, cool. Carb heat. And oh no, lost our engines. Trade the speed for height. And let's get it down to 65. And there we go. I'm trying to trim, get that trim, get that trim. What's the horizon for 65? Maybe about there. Okay, cool. So there we go, about there. Golf November Oscar, commencing glide approach. All right, so there's my field. I'm a bit low, so I will not deploy the flaps right now. Carb E goes away, ready for a go around. Maintain 65 for the best ratio. Yeah, this is super tight. This is super tight. Try and maintain 65 knots. Okay, so we've made it. First 10 degrees of flaps. Let's go 20 degrees. Let's go 30 degrees. Lower that nose. Lower the nose and hold it there and trim. And now look down the runway. Look down the runway. And that's my glide approach. Braking. And coming off. Lean the mixture. Throttle frictioner is loose. Get all the unnecessary lights off. Trimmer set neutral. After landing checklist is complete. All right, people. Let's see. What is happening with you, my friend? Okay, people. So that was my flight sim session at North Weald, and that's how I practice as a student pilot, and it's how I practice right now as well. Let me see. Somebody said something in the chat. Hopefully it's not something that could get somebody banned. Let's see. All right. Moorish says, where did you get your setup? And does it help with your training? Shout out to you, my friend. Thank you very much. Where I got my setup is I got it from Jeff Bezos. I got it from Jeff Bezos right off of Amazon. Okay. So I've got the yoke. These come together. The yoke and the throttle quadrant come together. And then 1 second, I will show you guys my rudder pedal. Ooh. 1 second. Allow. Let's go to camo. Let me just double check. Give me a second. Yeah, so I got these off of Amazon. This, depending on where you are in the world, this cost me about £120 when I bought them. But I managed to get a decent deal. The rudder pedals cost me about £100, £80 to £100 on their own. Let me just see if I can show you the rudder pedals. Where is it? Okay, allow. And where is it? Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Bosch. Okay, for some reason it's not loading, so that's fine. It's maybe next time. But yeah, does it help with your training? Great question. Does it help with your training? I will say it depends on how you use it. If you use it in the way that I've used it today, where I'm practicing, I've got my knee board here. I've got my plug. If I was doing a cross-country flight, I've got my checklist. I'm actually running through my checklist like I would normally do. If you practice in the same way like you do in your flying lessons, yes, it helps. That's what I found. And, you know, you can hear I'm talking to myself as I'm doing the circuits, right? I'm telling myself where to look, because that's how you train is how you will fly. So I'm getting myself to look in the right places. As you can see, I did clear to the right, clear ahead, and clear left before turning left. A lot of people won't even bother doing those things when they're flight simming. But again, you want to be potentially an airline pilot. The question is, what do airline pilots do in their practice? Do they kind of slack when they're in the flight sim? Or do they do things in exactly the same way that they would do in real life? Do they make those speed call outs in the flight sim, or do they not do that at all? Right? They practice in the same way that they would in a real aircraft. So what I would say is, if you practice, like the flight I did is at North Weald, because I fly from North Weald. The aircraft I flew is a Cessna 172 because I fly a Cessna 172. And I'm doing the circuits in exactly the same way I would do it at North Weald, at exactly the same height that I do it. At exactly the same height like I normally do. I'm making the radio calls at exactly the places that I'd make the radio calls and exactly the same radio calls I'd be making in a real life thing. So how could that not help you? Right? Because a lot of the times we've just not practiced enough. And so, for example, I always say it took me 10 hours of PPL lessons to go first solo. Some people, it takes them 20 hours. Some people 10, 15, 20. But for me, even though it was 10 hours, because I was watching my lessons back, having filmed them, and I was debriefing and writing good notes, and I was using the flight sim, those 10 hours actually represents probably about 50 hours. So it's 10 hours in terms of money and in the actual aircraft, but I supplemented it with all these other things, which if you put all the hours together, it's probably 50 hours into that 10 hours, which saves you a ton of money and just makes you feel so much better. There's nothing like feeling trash in a flying lesson because you're not well practiced and it's costing you hundreds of pounds. So I would say 100% it helps. So other question is, please list the setup. All right. Do you know what? Just for you, I'm not even an affiliate with Amazon, but I'm going to drop the links for you. Okay. So let's go. What is it? Yoke flight sim. I'll drop you the link. Okay. Also, one thing, notice, very important, that I'm using a yoke. I also have a stick, but I fly the Cessna 172 and I fly the Piper PA-28, and I used to fly the Cessna 152. They have yokes. They don't have sticks. Why flight sim with a stick when the aircraft you fly and you're training in has a yoke? It doesn't make sense. So, yeah, make it as close to possible to whatever it is you're flying. So I'll drop some links in a second. So this is the link for, I'm assuming you're in the UK, right? If you're not, but you'll probably be able to see the pictures anyway. So that's the link for the yoke and throttle quadrant, and I will give you the link for the rudder pedals as well, and just save that for yourself. Rudder. And these are the rudder pedals I have. Okay, that's all. Yoke and throttle quadrant come together, rudder pedals, that's it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so you can use these links because it's amazon.co.uk. So that's it. That's all you need. And then you also need whichever software you're happy with, whether it's Microsoft Flight Simulator or whether it's X-Plane 12. Obviously, I'm using X-Plane 12. Gives me the ability to, I don't know if a Microsoft Flight Simulator does this, but I can use Sky Demon. So that's what my circuits look like. Particularly for cross-country flights, I can, use Sky Demon like I normally do. So that's quite useful that I can connect it to Sky Demon. So yeah, if you pay for those, then you pay for your flight sim software, and then you're good to go. You're good to go. So yeah, I hope that is helpful. All right, people, my food is probably burning and charring, so I'm going to get out of here. But I will try to do a flight sim sesh every Thursday around about 7 p.m. UTC or GMT. I will try to do that. That's my plan at the moment. And on the different sim sessions, I'm going to work on different things because it really is about me working on my skills. So Today I was doing circuits. Next time I might do emergency procedures. The week after that, maybe I'll do a cross-country landing at a different airfield and having to follow their procedures, for example. So I'll be doing different challenges just to keep my skills sharp. So the actual program that I'm using is Explain 12. Just search that on the internet and it will come up. Obviously, there's Microsoft Simulator as well that you can use. Yeah, so I've got Explain 12, or you can download Microsoft Simulator. I hear really good stuff about Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've never used it myself, so I can't vouch for it. I kind of like Explain. I had Explain 11, now I've got Explain 12. So yeah, glad that is helpful. Also, if if you haven't, I'll show you guys. If you haven't checked out any of my videos, you're not subscribed, make sure you follow on Kick. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that thumbs up. If you think it's useful, share it with somebody as well. Hit that share button and let people know what is happening on the channel. And if you've not seen my other videos, well, check this out, because this gives you a bit of a flavor of some of the videos that I have on Zoom. Sorry, my thing is bugging. Okay, we're bugging. We are bugging. I don't even know if we're still live. We are bugging. Let me close this, because this is actually taking up a lot of bandwidth. Let me close this. Yeah, close the program. Come on. Just got close Flight Simulator X. All right, cool. Yeah, man. Bro, like, I think it's, and the thing is, it will cost you about the cost of one flying lesson, 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour tends to be about, at the cheapest, £200. On the other end, about 260, 270 pounds potentially. This setup will cost you about 270 pounds, but that 1 hour could save you so many more hours. So I think it's a worthwhile investment. That is just my opinion and my experience so far. But yes, if you've not checked out some of the stuff on the channel, let me just show you guys what some of those videos look like. A lot of PPL content on the website, on the channel.
Nice takeoff.
That's a screw. I was waiting for that because everyone does it.
I'm gonna make sure that you can do it. And you can do it, I know.
Can you get to the height of a double-decker bus?
How about this height?
Smoothly throttle to idle. Smoothly raise the nose.
This is floating! It floats!
Yes, man. Good food after hard days of flying, bro.
Bro, it's needed, man. That landing, woo. I'm worn out.
I've always loved flying.
Hello! Onto the radar! Come on! Well done.
And dancing, there's no denying. If only I could blend the two. I know what I'll do. I'll fly to a new place to dance with a new face. Enjoying the wings a private pilot license brings.
Oh, it's a little bit gusty.
Just made a no-fly decision, man.
Squawk on switch to 3 shore.
a different way to our build and advance.
2-0, joy endowment.
I call it fly to dance.
4 flaps. Ooh, nice one. Flaps come up. Well, flight, man.
Foxtrot Sierra, welcome to shore.
We have everything in this flight, man. Everything, bro.
Yes. So if you like the look of that content, make sure you get yourself to the YouTube channel, Future Pilot 901, and hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, share it if you think it's useful. If you're on Kick, make sure you hit that follow button. Remember, every single Monday, we got the live stream where we keep our fingers on the pulse of general aviation. Okay, that is Future Pilot 901 live. And usually I've got my captain's uniform because I am the future captain. And that show is really good. We have CAA updates every week. If there is an update, we have AAIB, or the Air Accident Investigation Branch, updates, and we look at, you know, accidents for the sake of learning so that we can be safer pilots. Sometimes we check out some of our favorite YouTubers. Sometimes we have a topic of discussion, and I get to share a little bit from my experience. Of course, at the moment, there is a great opportunity if you are interested for some scholarships. I, as a previous scholar of the Honorable Company of Air Pilots, would definitely recommend this opportunity. I think it's incredible. It's incredible. So the PPL scholarships, or the private pilot's license scholarships, are going to open later this month. In fact, within the next week or so. But you didn't hear it from me. But in fact, a week from today, the PPL scholarships will open. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. I will drop the link in the chat. But before I do, the gliding scholarships are already open. So I want to show you a little bit about that. Where the gliding scholarship. Check this out.
Shut unlocked, resisting upward pressure. Brakes and canopies closed and locked. Black cable on please.
Best part. I can't see everything.
Yeah, but everything. Yeah.
I mean,
oh, it was so fun. I felt like I learned so much in just a week.
Generally, it's been really nice actually to
get to know new people.
A gliding scholarship.
A gliding scholarship.
And the scholarship.
Gliding scholarship.
Gliding scholarship.
Gliding scholarship by Air Pilots.
Yes, so that is the gliding scholarship. It is now open. So I've put the link in the chat. If you're 16 plus, particularly in the UK, have a desire, not necessarily even a desire to become a pilot, but just a desire to experience aviation, that's a great opportunity. What it does is it gives you a week residential. So during the summer next year, if you're successful, you will spend a week at a gliding club, and you're going to get to help with the running of the club. So you're going to learn a bit more about aviation in that sense, and you will get to log some flying hours as well. Usually most or many scholars get to the point of having a virtual solo. And a virtual solo basically means you've got an instructor in the back and you're essentially flying a circuit in a glider on your own without their input and without their commentary and without their help. That's a virtual solo. Usually a lot of scholars get to that point, and it's just a lot of fun to be around other people who have a similar interest and want to develop in aviation. So that's the gliding scholarship. But as I say, the PPL scholarship entitles you to up to 5 hours of flying lessons. Actually, that might have changed because the CAA has changed the requirements. Now you only need 40 hours to qualify for the PPL skills test, or the PPL, the PPL skills test. So I don't know whether the hours have changed, but basically the PPL scholarship will fund you for all the hours that you need for the scholarship and cover your exams, and you get basically study materials, so you're pretty much covered. It is a very prestigious scholarship. It's very competitive. It took me about 4 tries before I actually got scholarship. So if you fail, don't give up. Keep going and apply for that scholarship if you're working on your PPL. All right, so remember, we're back on Monday, 7 p.m. UTC Zulu. And we'll have a chat about some aviation stuff. And then we're back next week, Thursday, for the flight sim session. All right, people, that's it from me. I want to say shout out to everyone who's passed by. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Moorish. Moorish says, thank you very much. I found this helpful. And to that, my friend, I say... You're very welcome, man. You're very welcome. And Moorish also says, I subscribe to your channel. Let's go. Let's go. W's. Let's go. Let's go. W's. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you guys for passing through. All right, people. Well, that's it from me. And until next time, this is Future Pilot 901, and my name is D, and I'm reminding you to live your dream. And let me cue this scene. I have a new scene. This ain't smooth. Man, this is not smooth. Guys, give me a second. Give me a second. Become a better. Wait, give me a second.
From living in my car.
Let's do that again. Let's do that again. Let's do that again. Let's do that again. This is embarrassing. Hello? I'm literally just about to close my stream, and I just flopped, and I need to redo my close. Give me like a minute. I'll be right there. All right, bye. Oh my days. Well, what do I say to that? Do you know what I say to that? I say, let's try that again. All right, people. So all that's left for me to say is until next time, this is Future Pilot 901, and my name is D, and I'm reminding you to live your dreams. Peace.
To finally getting my trial flight done.
Hold it.
To being in this moment.
Hey, come on. Well done.
Was it worth the sacrifice? Oh man.
Flat. Golf X-ray. Pull back. May pull back more. Hold it there. Pull back. Switching to south radar 130. Bit more.
Listen, was it worth the sacrifice?
So, power right on, center line.
Listen, if you have a dream, it's down to you to make it happen, man. You might give it everything and it might still not work, but guess what? The journey makes you a better, stronger person. Can you imagine what kind of person you would become if you didn't pursue the one thing that you thought was the best thing in the world? You didn't pursue it. What kind of person does that make you after 20, 30 years of doing that.
One in the circuit.
But when you chase what you believe is the most valuable, the most beautiful, the most awesome thing that you can do, and you give it everything, win or lose, you become a better person.